You'll better call Men in Black, because the aliens are coming and they're stealing our DNA. Now I know I sound crazy. I may be crazy, I don't know, I've never been tested. But aliens are coming, we have proof. I have theories, and they are trying to crossbreed with us.
Okay, let me just start off by saying I've always liked space. Ever since I was a kid, I was kind of obsessed with space, which is why I think I like, sci-fi so much. So Star Trek, Star Wars, I was obsessed with those as a kid, especially Star Wars. Like, it was a little bit ridiculous how much I like Star Wars. But the idea of space itself was so utterly horrifying to me as well, because it's so big. Like, it made me realize how small I was in the universe, and I hated it. It was awful, but also I loved it because there was so much discovery and so much amazing things you can even dream of. Right, and the other thing is the actual probability of aliens. Like, you can look at the universe and it's very unlikely we're the only life out here. I know a lot of people, they don't believe in alien abductions and that kind of thing, but everyone can admit that there is likely to be other life on other planets or other parts of the universe. And looking at the probability of how long the Earth has been here, it's likely we've already been visited, or we could even be currently being visited by aliens. If you were still out here like, oh yeah, just because that's probable doesn't mean that aliens are real though, and it doesn't mean that they've come to the Earth or whatever, well, just look at the fact that the FBI and the Navy have actually released UFO footage. So back in 2019, this UFO footage of a Navy pilot was leaked online, and the Navy has legitimately released these videos, 3 videos to the public now, and said, yes, UFOs are a real thing, we have seen them, we don't know where they're coming from. And, like, that's crazy to me. We're finally getting answers as well, which is just wild. Like, obviously this is just the tip of the iceberg, and the government is hiding a lot more from us than we can even imagine, but my god, I'll stick footage of the actual UFO in here so you can see what I mean.
Oh, fleet of them, look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude. That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. That is the LNS, dude. Well, if there's a... Look at that thing! It's rotating.
Honestly, if after that video you still aren't convinced that aliens are a thing, or at least something weird is going off, then I can't help you. And I genuinely don't think anyone in the world will ever be able to convince you that aliens are real. So, I have also had what I like to think of an alien encounter. It also could have definitely been my imagination playing tricks on me, because I was a very young child, but I just want to share that with you all. So, when I was super young, like, god, must have been maybe like 5 or 6, I have this absolutely vivid memory of one Christmas waking up super late, maybe like 2 a.m, and going into my parents' room, and in my parents' room we have this big curved window, like it's the whole of the front of the house, basically. It's just a huge window, and I remember sitting in the window seat just there, looking out and seeing what at the time I thought was Santa's sleigh. It was this little silhouette just hovering next to, like, just by the moon. And I was like, oh my god, it's Santa, he's parked his sleigh there, and he's, like, delivering presents to all the kids and jumping around rooftops. And, after a while of just staring at the silhouette, it just eventually just completely zipped away. I have a memory of it turning and just flying upwards. And that was it, and I was like, oh, Santa's been, it's all great. Obviously I was a child then, but and we all know Santa's not real, but aliens are very much real, Santa's not. So I then figured out, oh no, that must have been a UFO that I witnessed that night, or, you know, just my imagination. But it really freaked me out when I was a kid, and there was me just thinking, oh my god, Santa's an alien, what are we gonna do? But, oh man, it was... See, this is why it's so solidified to me, and I think aliens are real, and... Because I've seen stuff, I've seen weird things, I've seen footage of weird things, and with that on top of the fact that, yeah, we've got these Navy videos, and more people are coming forward, and you've got all this, like, weird happening with abductions of cows and corpses being found out in the Utah desert. It's just, there's so much proof. I really don't understand why people are still resisting that we are not experiencing alien phenomenons. I kind of want to go into my own theory of aliens right now. Personally, I think aliens are not from another planet within this dimension. I think that they are from another dimension and they are trying to push through to this one for whatever reason. I think that it's very likely that ghost sightings and alien sightings are related. I have no idea how. I think it's something to do with, like, the veil between the worlds. They're trying to push through it, and so we get the two confused quite a bit. Have no idea why they're trying to come into this world. Maybe there's damage to their own world, I couldn't even say. Maybe they want to take over. I know Stephen Hawking has famously said that we shouldn't search for life on other planets, because if we do, they'll be far advanced from our own, and it will be destroyed, basically. But I think this is exactly why there's so many cases with alien abductions of people having their eggs harvested, their DNA taken, because I think what's happening is the aliens can't get into this dimension because they're not from it. I sound like a right psycho right now, but I think they are not from this dimension, and that's why we can only get glimpses of them, but they're only the slight way they can push through, and they are harvesting our DNA so they can crossbreed with us and actually come into this dimension. Now, I have a friend who's much smarter than me, and I was talking to him about this theory a while back, and he pointed out to me that the rate that the universe is expanding, it's very unlikely that space travel from deep space to where we are, it's not likely to be a thing, so interdimensional travel is a lot more likely. I don't know about the science behind this, he's much smarter than I am, but it was nice to get some confirmation that my theory is not just completely stupid, but I don't know, I'd love to hear what everyone else thinks about aliens. Please message me your alien ideas. I have a real problem with aliens, but yes, maybe they'll eventually crossbreed with us, and we'll get solid proof of something crossing over into this dimension that sort of looks like us, maybe. God, it'd be wild, wouldn't it, if that happened? Could you imagine? I wonder what they'd look like. Maybe try and draw that. I will try and draw what they look like. I think that's my entire rant on aliens pretty much over now. I don't know what else to say. I kind of talk way too fast in these videos, I am sorry, and I know the quality isn't great because I'm just starting out and the only equipment I have is my phone. But I hope stuff gets better, and I hope that you enjoy the content regardless of my lack of ability in front of a camera and my bad pace of talking and me constantly slipping up on words because I'm stupid. But yeah, please message me if you have any theories on aliens. I could talk about this for way too long. I've had to sort of condense this down so I don't come off like a complete psychopath and only a slight psychopath. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Have a great day.
Maybe quarantine's making me a little crazy, I don't know. I've always been obsessed with aliens. I've just been like listening to way too many podcasts about them recently. But thank you all for watching my just weird rant on aliens that had nothing to do with anything. And I hope maybe in 20, 30 years, when we have our cross-dimensional alien brothers and sisters, we are all accepting of them. And we welcome them into our society. That or we'll all be like sex slaves to them or something. So, you know, could go two ways. That might be a good thing for some of you, I don't know. I'm not kink shaming, you're into whatever you want.